Hello, my name is Wayne Allen Wilson Sr., and I am the national spokesperson for Healthier Living for You. And I'd like to take just a second to explain to you about why we're so excited around here and share some information with you that could ultimately change the quality of your life or the life of some loved one. Several years ago, my wife and I owned a wellness center in Georgia. And while we were there, we would offer whatever we could to change the quality of somebody's life. Anything from essential oils to healthy coffees and teas to alkaline water. If it was new, if it would change you, we wanted to offer it. In that process, I heard about a lady that had a machine that could pull the toxins out of your feet. I had never seen it before, but I certainly wanted to experience it. And then one day, someone walked into my shop with an ionic foot bath, and they came to give me an experience. So I was so excited. She just didn't know how glad I was because I really wanted to see what this was about. So as I sat here and put my foot in this water and she turned the machine on, she gave me a chart, and on this chart it had the different colors, and it showed that as the water turned different colors, it showed the different areas and organs in my body that were being detoxed. I sat there and I watched my water as it went from light brown to dark brown to almost black. The darker this water got, the more excited I got. And the reason I was excited is because I know that I'm a former smoker. And I know that no matter how much I changed my lifestyle, no matter how much I work on the outside of my body and keep myself clean, I knew that from years of smoking, there had to be residue buildup from the tar and the nicotine inside my body. When I seen this black water, for the first time, I had hope that something was pulling this stuff out of me and I was finally cleaning the inside of my body. I was so excited about the process that I wanted to offer it to all my clients. But before I would do that, I always like to know what I'm talking about. So I began to do my research. I got online, I began to find out about the ionic process, the negative and the positive, and how it works and how it draws and how it pulls. I just wanted to know what I was talking about before I offered this machine to people. Once I found out what I was talking about, then I started looking around for some other videos. I went to YouTube to see if there were some other actual videos to show me how it was done and how other people were experiencing it. And what did I find out? The first 3 or 4 videos on YouTube said this was a scam. That's right. It said that the very water I was excited about could be experienced by putting a carrot in the water to turn the machine on or putting in 2 forks. I was absolutely devastated. But I know that there are 2 sides to every story. So I continued my research. And then I found out that there was a company and a website that had quantified proof that this machine worked. And I couldn't wait to get to them. I went to the website, and guess what the website was? Healthier Living for You. I get the Healthier Living for You, and not only do I want to read the information, but I actually want to talk to somebody. If you have proof, I want to know about it. I dialed the number, and who should answer but the owner, John Jacobs. John answered the phone, and I began to share with him my problem, how excited I was and how all the wind was taken out of my sails by these reports that this was a hoax. And John took his time and lovingly talked me down. And he got me to see that I don't know what they're talking about with the carrot and the hoax, but he began to share his personal experience with his wife that changed my life. He told the story about his wife, Bev Jacobs, and how this vibrant woman who was active in her community, active social life, active in her home, all of a sudden, for no reason at all of her energy was gone. Her health just failed. She was having headaches, she had pains in her body, she had digestive problems, sleeping problems, and for no apparent reason, Bev did what all of us would do. She went to her doctor. Her doctor began to start trying to treat symptoms. So they started giving her different drugs and pills that she could take for the symptoms. Well, Bev, knowing that that's not going to be the end of it, that's not going to cure it by masking the symptoms, she continued to look. She looked at homeopathic ways. She looked at naturopathic ways. She tried everything she could to restore her body back to the vibrancy that she once knew. Listen, I've been to Bev's house. She has everything there, every pill, every salve, every cream, every light, every rock, everything that you can imagine. She tried it. She even tried an intravenous drip that dripped something down into her body that was supposed to cleanse. Nothing worked for her. Then a friend asked her, have you tried an ionic foot bath? Bev had never heard of a foot bath. So her friend takes her to try the ionic foot bath. John says he can remember the day that she went. He remembers saying to himself, here's one more dead-end road that we're going to go down. It's going to give my wife false hope as it continues to drain the funds out of our family. But John said he can also remember the day she came back, because this was the first time he had hope, because he seen for the first time his wife's energy restored, that she had some more pep in her step. I think she even got a good night's sleep that night. Then John became excited about taking her back and forth until she got herself back to normal. And not only that, John began to sell the machine so that other people could experience what Bev experienced. Then he took it to the next level. He got so involved with it, being a mechanic, he took a look at the machine, took it apart, wanted to see how he could improve it. He created what is now known as the 3-in-1 Fit. It is the premier machine in the industry. This machine has changed lives for hundreds of people. We have hundreds and hundreds of testimonies. Since I've been here in Canada, I personally have talked to doctors, have talked to people whose lives have been changed. And because we have machines in spas all over the world, we know that it has touched thousands and thousands of people's lives, both directly and indirectly. Now, here's what we do know. We know that the world that we live in today is toxic, and there are toxins in our body. And we know that the only way you're going to be healthy is if we learn to detox. So whether you're detoxing to prevent yourself from getting sick and not allowing those toxins to build up, or maybe it's because you are experiencing illness in your body that you need to get rid of, I would invite you to try the 3-in-1 Fit. It worked for Bev, it changed her life, and we have testimonies from hundreds of others it's changed. We're asking this one question to you today. Is your testimony waiting in this water? Let's find out. I'm Wayne Wilson with Healthier Living for You, and we certainly invite you to try our 3-in-1 foot bath. We believe it could make a difference in the quality of your life. Thanks for listening to me.